Hello everyone, this is your host, OreoSpeedruns. I'm here with DonBoneJones, and together we'll be reviewing the Sword and Shield Ubers games from Ubers Winter League Week 3. So, Don, can you introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, guys? I specialize in old gen Ubers, so glad to be looking over these games.
Alright, so let's get into the first game, Horatio 7 versus the Strap. And so, right off the bat, we see a Aerodactyl HO versus a Pheromosa BO. And the main thing for Strap is to not let Pheromosa get many free turns, because Band U-turn hurts, especially against hyper offense, and it can also facilitate the offense of Specs Kyogre, which is immensely dangerous for any team. So let's see how it goes. Okay, we see the Pheromosa lead, and into the Xerneas, so turn. And already busting out the Geomancy. I won't lie, when I saw
You said,
this I won't lie, when I saw this live, I was so ready for the Thunder to pair with an NDM, and then for Thunder
yeah.
to get hexed and lose.
Fortunately, NDM does run full spit F because you need this tier.
Mm-hmm. Not just for Xerneas, but also... Oh, we see the triple axle!
Triple axle,
Devastate,
yeah.
devastating for...
Surprised they didn't lead Aerodactyl, but
Well, to be fair, it's bad into Pheromosa lead, since they run triple
yeah,
axle, and...
it's a bit obvious at that point.
Mm-hmm. And this could be, it's saturating case. Oh, it's not... Oh.
Does not take the kill. Yeah, now that
Suppose,
the Yveltal's weakened,
yeah.
that Calyrex is looking really good.
It
But of
always
course,
ha...
Pheromosa is faster.
Yeah, Pheromosa always gets a kill whenever it comes in on Calyrex, so that's always going to be a thing for Scrap to handle. But realistically, he can't really get past Landorus with NDM. His Yveltal can't get past Ether, and yeah, it's basically wraps. Chelsea turn. And I do like a lot of oh yep, we see the choice specs. And yeah, um Calyrex can't take another one, so it's basically wraps. Okay, so what do you make of that game?
Uh, I think Horatio played that really well. Like you said, the Pheromosa just put on so much pressure with there not being a Scarfer. Maybe there was some kind of sequence NDM on the field and have it um, get a Dragon Dance and make a ton of progress. But
Mm-hmm. But it was
overall,
always...
it's
Yeah.
really rough taking on Pheromosa.
Yeah, and it was always going to be a rough matchup for Strap, given how much, like you said, Pheromosa puts on a lot of pressure, but, like, in general, I think HO is just really bad in this meta, because it's always so susceptible to being torn apart by fast, powerful attackers. Main one being Callie, of course, but as we saw here, Pheromosa just kind of ripped apart. Alright, so next game is Aberforth versus lotiasite, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this preview, I almost quit out because of how disgusting Aber's team looks.
Yeah, so typically Yveltal, Eternatus, and Necrozma are going to be on every team.
But he
So seeing a
dropped...
team without NDM is very interesting.
Mm, and for what? A Cloyster that can do some Shell Smash memes, or what? Well, in any case, let's see how it goes. So we see the Marshadow lead because of course we do, since it can block. It's basically the most effective lead, and immediately lotiasite reveals no life orb Marshadow, so Etern is pretty safe overall. And oh, the M beam coming out.
We see sub. Okay, it's interesting.
Sub on the skulls.
Wonder if it's
Yeah, you,
agility, for example.
no, it's not agility.
No.
Etern can't really afford to run agility in this gen. Um, it's either 4 attacks or 3 attacks sub on HO. So we do see the 3 attack sub here. And he subs on the Calyrex, which is not good. Oh, it's 5.
That barely misses the kill.
Yeah. Cloy time. Unboosted Cloyster, though, not very powerful in this tier. So yeah.
No. Even with a boost, I don't think it ever. Not
It's
even a 2 KO.
Yeah, it's never breaking past Lotiasite's Dusk Main, especially because it needs to set up several times. Although maybe,
Yeah.
although maybe there was something with it trying to weaken NDM for Xerneas, but like without a crit, it was
Yeah.
never really breaking. It never really had a hope of breaking past NDM. So
Yeah, now Aberforth just struggles to generate offense.
yeah, because all of his mons are checked by something, and Lotiasite has enough longevity to play the long game versus an HO that can't really do that. And
Block Xerneas.
block is
I've
not
never seen
changing.
that before.
Block is not changing anything.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never seen block Xern either. The block the block mod I've seen most is like Calm Mind Rest Talk Kyogre, which, well, no, not Rest Talk. Calm Mind Rest Scald block to just like cheese Eternatus that don't have Dragon Tail. But yeah, that's not what happens here. So Lotiasite does get the win, and HO loses again.
Yeah, noticing a theme.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think HO is just really bad. And yeah, we do see it in fact lose 2 games in a row. So, now we get to the other team. Well, now we get to Icemaster versus Reje, and oh my god. I'm not gonna say much about our prep, since I'm on Reje's team, but let's just watch. So, Icemaster, we expected him to bring like Kyogre Groudon or Ferrothorn structures, like Dual Weather or Ferrothorn structures. And Ice does end up bringing Groudon and Kyogre, which is great for us because, as you'll see, spoiler alert, this Zygarde just kind of auto wins versus this matchup.
Yeah, and they're generally bulky setups. They take advantage of the massive HP on the 100% form.
But this isn't one of them. The thing that Reje has to be scared of now that Kyogre has revealed its Scald is if its Swords Dance Groudon, because that's the only real mon that can truly pose a threat to Zygarde. But it's not. It's Stealth Rock. So yeah. Well, we'll see. So game goes as normal for a while, and
See Heat Wave, very
yeah, we
interesting.
had we had Heat Wave as a way to kill Ferrothorn if it showed up, but luckily it didn't. So yeah, and Rest comes out. So truthfully, Ho Defogging was fine as and yeah, the parody turn was just a huge nail in the coffin for Icemaster here. You'll see why. Yeah, standard rest talk, Ogre versus Eternatus procedures. Like, Kyogre, absolutely not being able to break through Eternatus when Dragon Tail. And we dodged a burn for a
Do you see
while,
this?
and then,
Do you
yep,
see the Scald Burn?
yeah. We dodged Scald Burns for a while, I can't lie.
Yeah. Fortunately, Leech Seed is amazing.
So it's Knock, and... Oh, not yet. It'll eventually come, I promise. But we did get the taunt off because Ho-Oh paralyzed Eternatus earlier. So that was pretty neat. And we got the knock on Kyogre, which was beautiful. But yeah, it was mostly just like standard Sword and Shield game until it wasn't. We do get the break
46,
burn.
and yeah, that leftovers, Kyogre's struggling.
Yeah. And here we are. Highlight of the game. Because versus Groudon, we're finally able to eventually. I know we did it at some point. Right here. Here we are. Greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. Oh, come on. And we get the kill on Eternus, which is pretty good
Yep.
because it means he can't he can't threaten us nearly as easily. Um he actually can't threaten Zygarde anymore with super effective damage while it's resting, because Kyogre has already shown itself to be no Ice Beam. But in any case, we get the coil off.
Do get Coil, and we do see the rest, yeah.
And yeah, structures
And
like the one Icemaster is using is just unbelievably weak to Zygarde. Especially this one. And we
you
do
get
get...
the double rest talk pull, wow.
Yep. Although, to be fair, it was probably bound to happen eventually, since Ho-Oh is... Well, Ho-Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't threatening the Zygarde. Still only doing 40.
But without leftovers, Kyogre can't actually win, even with Skullburn. So, we are able to kill it. We did get lucky with Sleep Talk rolls, but, like... This wasn't great, but...
Yeah, now.
But we did get off the Power Construct, and...
Is that
Yeah,
foul
we...
play?
Yeah,
That's just
we...
game.
Yeah, we absolutely auto-win at this point. Like, no real hope at all. Now that we've coiled a bajillion times, and nothing can really stop us. So, yeah, we get the win over Icemaster. 6-0 versus Icemaster. Love to see it.
Yeah, wonder if there's anything Ice could have even done differently. He just,
Not
I don't know,
really.
really bad
Not
matchup into this Zygarde set.
not really. Yeah. Yeah, Zygarde was just basically a 6-0 matchup on preview. So, yeah. And so we get to the last game of the week. My game, actually, versus Pure Hackmons, aka aerobee. And okay, so I loaded like standard Kyogre Marsh bulky offense, but with a Groudon as well, because I needed some sort of check to Groudon plus Marshadow course, because yeah, I have 0 Groudon checks, and my only Marshadow check is Eternus, and I guess Yveltal if you'll count that, but I don't, so I needed Groudon here. So, unfortunately for me, aerobee loaded a Ho-Oh, which is like the single worst matchup I can possibly be facing down, because like I don't have much way to really kill it aside from like praying to God that I can knock it before it removes my Stealth Rock. So, yeah. So we do see the Groudon mirror, because I identified that Groudon is the only way I can really force damage onto Aerobee's team, and Mirror starts out similarly. Unfortunately for me, I do not get this right at all. I don't really have a
And
Groudon switch, so I do to get the double into Return right, but I got like no reads with Eternus right, and I feel like I needed to get a lot more reads than I did with the Smon in order to win, given how bad the matchup was. And I also, for some reason, let Groudon get knocked here, which, yeah, is not great. For some reason, I
yeah, there's
didn't...
nothing that really wants to take a knockoff at all. But
To be honest, Etern is fine to take the knockoff, since I don't really have anything else that does want to take it. So I should have just, like, been flamethrowering immediately, instead of trying to do that Groudon bullshit from earlier.
yeah, I guess that's defoggy Veltal then, because you really struggle into spikes teams like this.
Yeah, I'm Fog. And I did get burned, unfortunately, immediately. And yeah, again, I continue to get absolutely no reads right. So I figure it's just fine to sack Groudon for rocks, and get an over for free. And it does work short term, but like long term, it definitely was the correct decision. Yeah, and
You see Lumberry.
yeah,
It's fairly uncommon.
I'm yeah, I'm Lum with Calm Mind, and that's able to lure Eternus, and I'm able to remove it, which normally would be a good thing, but like I can't actually I can't actually capitalize on it that much because this bastard exists, and I think sludge bombed I ended up sludge bombing this one twice in the whole game because I just kept getting reads wrong. But I needed the poison on Ho to really have a chance with Marshadow later on. And the Origin Pulse Miss is also, I figured it wasn't, that big of a deal in the short term, but, I mean the long term, but it was.
Yeah, you need
All
every
you,
way of getting damage on Ferrothorn possible.
yeah, because I really had no good way of truly forcing damage on it, except for Kyogre at this point. And
Yeah, Kyogre going down is going to be pretty bad.
hmm if I got, yeah, if I hit the Origin Pulse earlier, I would have been much better into this Ferrothorn. In fact, I might have even won, to be honest, with NDM later, but I didn't get it, so Ferrothorn is still pretty healthy and still around to leech knock everything forever. Yeah, and again, you see the consequence of not making reads right and getting my turn chipped more than it should.
Yeah, just not having the rocks also really bites here.
For sure, because like Ho would be so much more manageable if I had him, but I didn't. In hindsight, I should have let not let my Groudon get as chipped as it was, because turn can take at least some knockoffs, and even if I know it's Dragon Dance, I do have like Dragon Tail to stop it from going way out of whack, so and Marshadow Steel boosts if I need, because Dragon Dance NDM doesn't really run many it doesn't run enough speed to outrun Marshadow after a Dragon Dance.
Yeah, you need a lot of investment for that, if memory serves.
Mostly though, I just had a bad matchup and couldn't really find a way through. And this especially was a bad turn for me. Um, we turn on Groudon. It'll come up later, but it's a really bad situation to be in because I'm not Dynamax Cannon.
Yeah, I think you should Dragon Tail earlier. Yeah, just not having
Yeah.
any way to boost stats. Just really,
Well, I
really
do.
bad here.
Well, I do. I just couldn't really find much opportunity to set it up in the face of Ho-Oh. So my plan was basically
Yeah.
just to like run Ho-Oh out of Brave Birds, or Sacred Fire, so that one of either Marshadow or NDM could set up on it for free and possibly win. Because that was the only real chance I saw.
Yeah, NDM doesn't carry rock coverage for Ho a lot of the time.
Well, it runs Stone Edge sometimes, but I wasn't Stone Edge. I was Dragon and Sunsteel, Knock, Moonlight, so... So I don't really have a good way to immediately threaten, Ho-Oh. Which is gonna bite me. And again, I keep making wrong reads. And he gets a Dragon Dance off, and my turn dies, which is terrible because, to be honest, I have absolutely no idea why, aerobee switched out here. I guess it's because, he was fearing Stone Edge or something, since I brought in a DM, but I wasn't. But yeah, I do, get rid of the Veltal with Sunsteel, but... and get the safe knockoff. I do get a little consolation from the, to be honest, this was a really bad turn. I should have absolutely taken the Thunder Wave, because it would have made me, significantly safer against Ho-Oh. And yes, Marshadow survives, yes, Marshadow survives Brave Bird at +2, but I'm Life Orb, so I just don't have the juice left in the tank. Okay, so the reason I Shadow Sneak here instead of Low Kick is because I don't want to be setting up on Ho-Oh, because then
On
I just...
Ho, yeah.
yeah, because then I just auto-lose. But yeah, I basically auto-lose anyway. Until... yeah, that happens. And at this point, it just comes down to a 50-50 on whether Sacred Fire burns. But it does. So, at this point, I just have no way to break Ferrothorn, like, at all. And and they do eventually lose. So my personal takeaway from that is that it was a hard matchup, but there were things I could have done in hindsight to possibly win instead. Some things were out of my control, but some things were also in my control. Aside from the Eternus reads, the biggest mistake I made was not taking the Thunderwave from Ferrothorn, because it would have shielded me from burns, so I could have beaten Ho that way. But yeah, what do you make of this, Don?
Uh, I think I don't remember exactly how the Kyogre went down, but obviously the Pharaoh dodging Origin Pulse was bad. But I think Kyogre, if it stayed around longer,
Give me a second.
like he doesn't really have any switch-ins to a
Right
plus
here.
one Kyogre.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Spikes and, yeah, Spikes and the, Toxic from Etern before it, died, did me in. Obviously, the Origin
Yeah,
Pulse missing the first time was pretty bad, but in any case, there were things I could have done instead. But I sacked Ogre there because I didn't think I could really get more mileage out of it, considering Spikes and Toxic.
yeah. I just wonder if maybe you could have gone to like Yveltal and defog the spikes or something like that. Just because, again, very limited answers to Kyogre.
Maybe, but I digress. There were definitely a lot of things I could have done in hindsight. So, yeah, those are all the SS games from this week. Uh, Don, want to say anything before we stop?
Uh, this is a cool tier. Looking forward to more SSU games in the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, bye.